It looks really good out there. And it actually starts to look like 2017 all over again. If you know about 2017, it was an insane time to be in the crypto market. So far, it is following that. Will it keep on following? There are a couple charts that on the verge of a breakout. I kid you not. I'm going to show you. And yeah, then we can decide like, hey, whether it's going to be to the up or the downside. We'll find out. But I'm pretty excited for what's about to come, guys. So welcome to the Fomo Factory. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn the bell notification on so you don't miss out on anything. Let's get right into it. So I want to show a couple charts that show that like, ooh, bulls are fighting the bears. The results are gonna be there soon, and it looks to be mostly in favor of the bulls, right? Mostly already because that's just the time of the market. This is not a bear market year. That's supposed to be next year. And other than that, the charts themselves also look very healthy. But first off, Bitcoin. I know a lot of people don't care about Bitcoin, but hey, if you don't know about Bitcoin, then what good are your altcoins, right? But Bitcoin was in this downwards, well, is in this downwards trend since December 17th, since a month right now. But a new high is, well, it's not a new high right here yet, but we at least are breaking out of this downward trend. Might still be a fake out though, so don't like cheer too soon, but it's better to see it going this way than that way, right? So Bitcoin at $102,000. I really want to see it close above 102.8 to really confirm this week as a real bullish week. But it's funny. I mean, a couple of days ago, we were sitting at 89 and people were really scared. But this is the volatility of crypto in a bull market. That's just what happens. It's very normal. Now, what I want to show you is a quite interesting chart, actually, and that's the total crypto market cap. And I have it right here because we now are in a pattern, and we were in the same pattern a couple of months ago. And if we repeat that, then there might be a big breakout. So what do I mean? Well, I mean this. Last year, we were ranging for a long time. We went to the upside for once, twice, three more times, one small rejection. Then we had a breakout, a retest, and a like huge leg up, almost a 2x from that point. Now, we kind of see the same right now, right? Where we hold these lows and have three touches. If you look what happens right now, one, it's I don't know why the one felt like, let's go there. But one, down, two, down, three. Might we go down again, break out, have a retest, and then go up? Could happen. It could also be that we already have the breakout right now, but the structure is similar, and that looks really bullish to me. Now, there are a lot of other things that look really bullish to me, and these are not necessarily only for Bitcoin, right? That like Bitcoin will eventually go up harder than today. That's like nothing is guaranteed, but that's quite obvious in my opinion, right? We can now hold Bitcoin, wait for 10 years, and pretty much know that we are in profit. For the altcoin market, that's of course completely different. And therefore, we have something pretty interesting because if you look at the global net liquidity, this thing has been going down forever, right? The global net liquidity has been in a downtrend for a long time. Now, Bitcoin doesn't really give a crap about that, right? As soon as the Bitcoin or the total liquidity topped out, Bitcoin went down in its bear market as well. But here, Bitcoin decided like, yeah, bottom time and went up again. However, the global liquidity still went down, right? And that's maybe because, like I said, within crypto, Bitcoin is not that much of a risk or a gamble, right? It now has ETFs and this and that, and it's a crypto that goes longest, and it's pretty relative safe, of course. However, we cannot say the same for any altcoin out there. Now, if we look at altcoins on their Bitcoin pair, you can see something interesting because altcoins are, of course, gambling, basically, right? You can see that the global liquidity is following the altcoin market on its Bitcoin pair, with the global liquidity topping out right here at the top of alt season, came down, alt season like kind of died. At the bottom right here, global liquidity bottomed, went up, alt season happened again. At the top of alt season, global liquidity topped, and now is going down. And now the alt season chart, as I call it, is also going down. Right now, I'm curious, like, hey, how it's gonna be when things change around in the United States, when the global liquidity. It's not a matter of if, but when, right? The global liquidity is going up. That eventually will benefit altcoins more than Bitcoin, because people then feel like, hey, money again, let's gamble, right? Let's gamble, and that's what these altcoins are for. Now, I want to show you why I think that it's kind of like 2017 all over again. But that comes together with the fact that you are probably not nearly as bullish enough, right? And I don't want to say that like you're not bullish enough to make these stupid clickbait videos, but in these times of the market, it is very easy to have some kind of a bear market PTSD and really realize that it's too late whenever it's too late, right? And that you don't step in time enough. So I really want to show you that, because I think we get a bigger bear market than most people think, actually. So if you look what happened to altcoins so far, like people sometimes they say like, oh, altcoins didn't do much. On one hand, that's true. On the other hand, it isn't. I mean, altcoins from the bottom of this market cycle is now up with 420%. Right? It's sitting pretty much near the cycle highs. So if you are in a loss on your altcoins, change whatever the fuck you're doing, okay? Because the market has been going up. The market will keep on going up more. But if you are not already making money, then apparently you should not rely on an upwards market. Then you should change strategies, okay? Sorry, but it's just what it is. But yeah, the market has been going up. However, the market has been going up because Bitcoin has been going up, right? Most altcoins, they did not go up because these altcoins are so strong. Or either they knew, right, and they go from zero to $1 billion market cap, and it looks like they're strong. Well, that's just the beginning, of course. But the overall altcoin market didn't do that well yet. I mean, again, this is the altcoin market on its Bitcoin pair. And we are sitting pretty much at the bottom, right? Just like we did at the beginning of the post-halving year in this cycle of 2021 and in 2017. So when it comes to the timing, it's not bad. We're supposed to be here, right? We are not supposed to already be here. That would be like not aligning with the cycle, actually. The fact that we are here tells me like, whoa, cycle is intact. And that's great. This is a buying opportunity. Like, you cannot tell me that this wasn't a buying opportunity or that this wasn't a buying opportunity. Like, these were, right? Now we are there again. We're up a little more than usually. But that may be because of two things. Either Altseason has started earlier this time, or Altseason will start a little later. Right? If you look at 2021, when did Altseason start? And in my opinion, it started when we bounced off of this trend line, right? This was eventually the trend line beginning post-halving year where we bounced and we went up, right? Same as over here. When did we do that? Altseason started in January 2021. Well, it's now January 2025. But again, we are not at the trend line. So either we still have to go there or we go up from here. So either, we take a little longer or we go faster this time. 2017, we kind of, really went up in February, March, right? We set at this trend line in December, but we stayed there for a while. Now, we went at this trend line in November. We went up, a little down again, now in the middle. So therefore, I'm saying like, hey, in a couple months when we are higher, right? What would have happened? Was this the start of alt season already? Or was it maybe that we go down first and then go up? Like, on the other hand, who cares, right? In a 4-year cycle, 1 or 2 months sooner or later doesn't make a big difference. Then again, if it is later, then it's more confirmation like, whoa, 2017 in the building. And that's a good thing, right? Because we all know that 2017 was an insane time for the altcoin market. And we might see something like that. Now, I know what you think. Like, FOMO, back there were like 5 altcoins. Now there are 50 million. I know, but it's just your job not to buy pure crap, right? Like, there are a lot of altcoins, definitely, but take away all the freshly created pump fun coins, and then we already have an overview, right? Like, just don't buy that. So it's not that hard, actually. Also, why I think that 2017 is very, very intact with this cycle so far, it's because if you look at the market cycle bottom ROI, right? So if you look at the cycle where we are right now, we are at the moment up with 6.4x from the bottom. It's a pretty decent return. Last cycle, we were sitting higher. Last cycle, at this point, we were sitting at a 17x, right? However, it overall follows the last cycle, right? Here, the last cycle went way harder. It was up with almost 4x and the current cycle with 1.7. However, it catched up on it and it went way faster right here, right? Therefore, Bitcoin had to cool down and do a lot of nothing for a long time. And that made people believe like, oh, it's over, etc. It's boring because we went sideways for 8 months. Then again, it was just waiting for the cycle to get the green light to go up again. Funny, man. Really, really, really funny. However, if we don't compare this cycle to last cycle, but to 2017, save this image in your head. And now look at 2017. It's pretty similar, right? And also we have the divergences, but not by that much, actually. And if you look where we are right now, we're pretty much on track. Now, I'm not saying that, hey, this cycle we will also do a 111x. No, that's probably not going to happen. Like, good, like $1.5 million bit. You never know, but not likely, right? Not likely. I won't bet all my money on that. But then again, so far, so good. Now, what's interesting is that in this period, you can see that 2017 had a correction where it went from 7.2x all the way back down to a 5.3x. It was a big correction for Bitcoin. Now, we are not having a big correction for Bitcoin at the moment. Like, if you look at the chart, the correction is not in the room with us right now, right? However, in this stage of the cycle, the total correction that we saw was about 17%. Like, the correction so far is very small. Can we still go down to 70K? Look, it's all possible. But that's shorter term stuff, right? The more time we spend up here, the less likely it's getting. But it's always a possibility, right? But the corrections are smaller as well. But the moves up so far are not smaller. Again, in 2017, at this stage of the cycle, we also sat at a 6.5x. Crazy shit, crazy shit. So what happened here? Well, kind of at this stage of the cycle in 2017, we started that huge leg up where we went from a 5.5x to a 16x, right? That happened right here. And this between now and 75 days from now. So yeah, let's say now and March, right? Kind of crazy to think about that. I know, but then again, it makes sense. Time-wise, it makes sense. It's the beginning of the post-halving year. It's just a year where we go up. It aligns perfectly with this. If you look at the narratives, Trump, ETFs, yada. There's no single way that it doesn't make sense to me that we go up really hard soon, right? Now, again, that's all nice, but that's for Bitcoin. What about alts, right? We don't care about Bitcoin, not in the post-halving year, okay? We should care about Bitcoin in every year of the market, maybe except the bear market year, but not in this year too much. Well, altcoins, again, look really, really, really good. And I think that some are gonna explode and really give you more returns than you think. A lot of people now, I get some questions sometimes like, hey, is it realistic if I can get a 5x out of it? I honestly start to think that if you're not walking away at the end of the cycle with at least a 5x, you fucked something up big time, really. Right? And I'm gonna show you exactly why. Yeah, but there are a couple of charts that are in altcoins' favor. Now, one of these charts is, for example, the Bitcoin dominance. Right, the Bitcoin dominance is in this whatever the hell this pattern is called, and it is showing like, oh, like if this was an altcoin, I would now say like, okay, maybe time to take your whatever to pack your bags and leave, right? Because it's been in this pattern like up, down, up, down, up, down, breakdown, retest. Usually that gets followed by a breakdown. Usually. Then we have others on its Bitcoin pair. So the altcoin market on its Bitcoin pair. And let me see if I can draw this perfectly. Not really. Anyway, the altcoin market on its Bitcoin pair is looking like the same kind of pattern, but it's kind of the reverse of Bitcoin dominance. So this is likely more to break to the upside. Right now, this is on a 4-hour time frame. This is shorter term stuff. Within now and the end of January, this pattern will come to an end. And this was intact since November, right? So that usually gets followed by a big move. Again, time-wise, it makes sense. The patterns start to align right now as well. It's really beautiful. Also, what I showed a couple of times earlier, if you look at the total crypto market cap, yeah, I kind of made a mess out of it, but you can see all-time high in November, right? In 2021, we broke it. We broke it right here in November 2024, retest a couple times, and now we are above it. And on a shorter time frame, we are also breaking it. So the total crypto market is also showing like, hey guys, let's go, right? Now, it's a matter of being bullish enough because there's something we talked about, and that's the money rotation. We had Bitcoin clearly making new all-time highs, right? The altcoin market isn't, most altcoins are not, Bitcoin is, and by far. But altcoins are not doing it, so it's broken. Not true, right? Last cycle, Bitcoin first had to break 20K, go to 40K, and then the altcoin market finally started to make new all-time highs, right? So Bitcoin was already twice above it. Like, if we follow that, I said that months ago, right? And I said, like, it's maybe not that realistic. It might actually be realistic, actually, now. It could be that Bitcoin first needs to go to 140, and then the altcoin market finally break. Like, that's how it went last cycle. Could be. But anyway, about the altcoin market, why are altcoins so bullish? Well, like I said, the altcoin market is doing well, right? While it didn't even do shit yet. Also in this beautiful wedge, by the way. If we break this, then I can see cycle highs. But the altcoin market is looking good, right? But it didn't do shit yet. Because again, they are lifted, they are elevated because Bitcoin is going up and altcoins just go with it. Because if you look at the Altseason chart, then this is the chart that you get. We're still pretty much at the bottom. So imagine that things are not all of a sudden completely broken and that we do go up. We don't even have to make new highs like we did last time, but slightly up, right? Yeah, that's crazy for altcoins. That's absolutely insane, right? I mean, if here at this little piece of crap point, the altcoin market is already sitting near all-time highs, can you imagine how it looks like when altcoins start to outperform Bitcoin finally? And that will probably happen soon because, again, it's the post-halving year. And the narratives, net liquidity increase, QE, people just purely shifting money. Right? I got a question. Somebody asked, like, hey, there's more money in Bitcoin right now because of the ETFs. You don't see like Larry Fink or whoever, or even like Michael Saylor putting money into fucking Fartcoin, right? And the answer is, of course not. However, it is a fact that if ETFs, look, they just have 6-7% of the Bitcoin supply. It doesn't even matter in the first place, right? But it is a fact that if Bitcoin goes up because of the ETFs, the most of the Bitcoin that's in retail's hands, they will flow into altcoins. Also, we still, and you may have forgotten it, but we have a Bitcoin ETF, Ethereum ETF, right? Now, the Ethereum ETF, Ethereum is an altcoin. How it works, if someone creates an altcoin on Ethereum, they add liquidity to that pair, right? They say, I want 1,000 of my altcoins to be worth 1 Ethereum. But if that Ethereum goes up, these altcoins go up automatically, right? It's not that people necessarily have to buy these altcoins for them to go up. The coins that they're paired with, Ethereum, BNB, whatever, Solana, if they go up, these coins will also go up, right? And Ethereum hasn't seen shit yet. Therefore, once Ethereum finally bounces, altcoins will respond hard because Ethereum has been falling, and yet altcoins have been making fantastic gains. Imagine when it has something of a relief. And it will. Ethereum isn't dead. Like here, it dropped way harder, right? And we now have that ETF. We had the merge, etc. Then again, it didn't do shit with the price. Yes, that's true. But it's also because it wasn't the stage of the market where it was supposed to do something. Maybe maybe it's controversial, but maybe the Bitcoin ETF also didn't do shit with the price, but it just went up because it's just that stage of the market. And Ethereum didn't because it's just not that stage of the market. Anyway, my thoughts. And then retail comes in, right? They see all these coins going up and they be like, whoa, and now I should get in. This is a great time, right? That's how the newer retail thinks, of course. And that gets a domino effect going of retail inflow and Altseason popping off. It's really a domino effect, and we need a couple pieces to fall, right? And they are here and there start to fall already. So that's beautiful. Now, another reason why I think that you are maybe not you necessarily, but why people are not bullish enough, and I gave this example a couple times ago. We see the writings on the wall, literally. Okay, literally. Because we see the top 6 altcoins. So this is the top 10 altcoins. This is the top 10 minus Bitcoin, Ethereum, USDC, and USDT. So this Ethereum, Solana, Cardano, Doge, I think, and whatever. This is already very close to making new highs. Now, again, these are altcoins. This is held by people that like altcoins and that eventually will look at it $3.50 or $4, maybe $5 XRP and be like, okay, fine, right? Move into something else right now. And they will put it into the next best thing, right? And then that's going to go like, that's the money flow. Because again, we haven't seen shit. Okay, if I have to get demonetized for saying that 5 times in a row, I have to. But we haven't seen shit. The altcoin market is at lows right now. And yet we are still printing money. Okay? It's crazy. Because again, I gave this example a couple times, but you have to see this. XRP. XRP going hard right now, right? Going really, really hard right now. Congrats to all the holders. I can never cover something about XRP without laughing. Like, it doesn't do shit for fucking, I don't know, decades, and then bam! That's always what XRP does. I don't know, it's crazy how there's these moments of nothing, like big wick, sell off, nothing. Big wick, sell off, nothing, like again. But again, congrats. It was finally maybe a little worth it, right? Now, the nice thing is though, is this Because XRP is doing fantastic. For a small part. But for the biggest part, no. No, right? Because XRP, it sits at all-time highs right now, but not because XRP is doing so fantastic. It's because XRP decided to catch up on Bitcoin a little bit, right? Also, very decent move. But still, if it has to go back to the previous all-time high, it still has to do a 8x from this point. 8x. So XRP, you can say whatever you want. It's still heavily underperforming. But because Bitcoin is now at 100K and an altcoin does somewhat well against that 100K Bitcoin, you can see that altcoin on the dollar pair doing fantastic because, hey, there's a lot of liquidity from Bitcoin to take right now. And again, this is the example of a high cap. Back to the rest of the altcoin market. Look, XRP on its Bitcoin pair, well off the lows, right? The altcoin market on its Bitcoin pair. A high cap, which will flow into low caps. So if we see this chart while Bitcoin is at 100K, and it will go up more probably, but if we see this chart at 100K Bitcoin going even here, back here where we were last year, right? Then it's safe to say that altcoins are gonna have a completely gain bukkake. Like it's gonna be absolutely fantastic. Because this will be 27% of the total crypto market, right? But the total crypto market back here in December 2023 was sitting at $1.5 trillion. Now it's sitting at $3.5 trillion. Let's take 20 whatever percent from that. Right? And this chart will go up even further eventually. At least I'm never having a crystal ball, but it's pretty likely. Right? Therefore, I'm saying that try to let go of your bear market PTSD. Because it really doesn't take much for altcoins to now go up hard, right? Really hard. Here, when altcoins were also going up, right? If we overlay the altcoin market right here in the last cycle, right? From this point from the low up till the first resistance, basically, right? The altcoin market went from $45 billion to around $150 billion, right? 3x. And again, the low caps did a lot more probably, right? But from this small move, the altcoin market already went vertical. However, you should also realize that they took the liquidity from Bitcoin, which at the moment was sitting at 30,000 up to 60,000. Right? Now we kind of are at the same place, but we take the liquidity from 100K up to maybe 150K Bitcoin. Therefore, again, it doesn't take much for Bitcoin or for altcoins to really go up. If the liquidity starts to shift a little bit, then it is going to get really fucking unrealistic. Like that's what altcoins do in an alt season. And I hope there were always some people that have been saying like, oh, alt season not happening, yada. Don't longer try to ignore this right now, guys. This is the time where I personally, if we go down a little bit again, buying hard. If we go up, we can go up really hard, right? But don't be the person that here says like, oh, I don't know, I don't believe in it anymore, I'm not sure about this. And then whenever it has that obvious freaking breakout that you say, oh my fucking God, I need to get in. Like you now have the chance. Like that's the thing about risk reward, right? We don't see the big breakout yet. So there's more risk. Okay. but therefore there's also more reward if you take that risk right now. If you are not taking this risk right now and you step in here, okay, but then there's not a lot of reward. Like, that's simply how it works, of course. But simply, we have human emotions, and these things are anything but simple, actually. So I look at the market and I'll be like, holy crap, guys, it is really coming right now. Um, what I've been saying for a long time, I expect Q1 to be the alt season quarter. And when it comes to that, we have 2.5 months to go. Look, a lot can change in 2.5 months. Okay, don't get it twisted and be like, just 2.5 months. What the fuck? When does it come? Let's take 2.5 months, right? How many days are those? Like 75. Here from the bottom, 75 days later was here, right? So in 75 days, we had a gain of 130% from altcoins on their Bitcoin pair, right? 131%. Yeah, if Bitcoin also goes up in that period, then that's quite insane. Again, if we look at what altcoins actually did in that period, they went from 40 billion, like said, to 150 billion or so, right? So more than a 3x. And that was the first leg, right? The first little leg. So it's coming. It's coming. Now, yeah, I'm not gonna make a video now like what altcoins to buy. It's gonna take too long. I think like that's not my channel. I know that that makes a lot better content and clicks and this and that. But I've been preaching on this channel for a long time. I think it's more important to know when to be in the market, when not to be in the market, and if you are in the market, what to be in. Because again, a lot of people, they saw in this last bear market, they saw Bitcoin bottom and they were like, okay, time to buy altcoins, right? Bitcoin went up and altcoins, they still went down on their Bitcoin pair, and then they were whining that the cycle was broken. Like, but that's not how it works. Here, like the altcoin market on this Bitcoin pair went down together with Bitcoin. Bitcoin bottomed right here, right? Altcoins, however, they still went down from December 2018 until December 2020. And in the meantime, Bitcoin went up, right? So altcoins on the Bitcoin pair still had like 2 years after the Bitcoin bottom before they started to outperform. Now it's kind of the same, right? Bitcoin bottom, November 2020. 2 years later, end of 2024 / beginning 2025. Here we are, right? Now it's the time. Like, but of course, ironically enough, now people don't believe it. That's how it works. So be prepared. That's all. Last thing I want to say. One more time, this chart to wrap it up. These are the stages: bull, bear, prepare. Bull, bear, prepare. Yeah, we are now entering the bull. As long as we're low bull, I mean, here you could have prepared as well, but again, things can move fast, right? Things can move fast. Once we hit this bull zone over here as well, and we went to the first like major peak, it took 133 days, right? 4 months. That was it. Like that, you sometimes you have to wait for 3 years. And if you miss out on 3 or 4 months, then all the waiting was for nothing. Now is the time to be alert. Now is really the time to be alert because it can come faster than you think. And apart from that, beautiful pattern for the altcoin market, by the way, where we had that top in November 2021, mid-cycle top in 2024, breakout, retest, and now above it, right? Beautiful, really beautiful. I mean, we saw something similar in the market before. You know, bull market top, mid-cycle, top right here, breakout, small retest, up. Okay, I want to wrap it up right here for today. I think that this is something that you can get to, that you can watch to go through your weekend. I hope. And let me know down below, man. How bullish are you? I think I'm gonna do another video with some kind of a realistic calculation of what the altcoin market might do, because the further we get into the cycle, the like I don't like time price predictions, but there are some things we can actually look at to have somewhat of an expectation. And again, I don't think you're bullish enough, dude. So like the video if you like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn the bell notification on, and I'll see you guys in the next one.